Here's the deal though, this is usually who LeBron is, and he knows it. On screen is a clip of LeBron, which occurred at a press conference after his Cavs just won the East in 2017, and after he had just passed Michael Jordan on the all-time playoff scoring list. He said that it was his goal to teach the youth that passing the ball is okay, that making the extra pass and finding the open shooter is the correct basketball play. That's the legacy he wants to leave. Now honestly, this is one of my favorite characteristics about LeBron as a player and as a person. He firmly believes this, and he demonstrates his belief of it over and over again. He doesn't give in to the pressure to play the game just like Michael Jordan would or just like Kobe Bryant would. But instead, he's comfortable in who he is and chooses to consistently make what he believes is the best basketball play. But then, that obviously begs the question, is this truly the best basketball play to make? Should a superstar look to score or facilitate in these late game situations? Well, looking at LeBron's track record of passing in late game moments, a lot of them haven't gone particularly well. Beyond the recent Cam Reddish miss, and beyond the two failed All-Star Game passes in 2012, he also has the pass to Danny Green in Game 5 of the 2020 NBA Finals. Green was completely wide open, but he missed the shot, and the Heat ended up extending the series to 6 games. More recently, there was this pass to Carmelo Anthony in the 2021 to 2022 season. The game was tied, and LeBron had an easy reverse layup if he wanted it, but instead, he opted to go with the open man at the three-point line. Now, it hasn't always ended poorly for LeBron. In the 2012 to 2013 regular season against the Denver Nuggets, LeBron drove and kicked the ball out for the wide-open Ray Allen. And this time, Allen buried the three-point jumper for the game-winning four-point play. Now here's the thing. This successful bucket actually supports my point of whether or not this is the correct basketball play. And my answer is, it depends. Who you're passing the ball to matters significantly in each scenario. When LeBron passed the ball to an open Ray Allen, he was putting the fate of the game in the hands of one of the greatest three-point shooters in NBA history. But that wasn't the case in the situations where the shots were missed. When Danny Green missed that game-winning three-point attempt in the 2020 NBA Finals, many people forget that he was in the midst of being crucified by Lakers fans because he made 26% of the three-point attempts over the course of those finals up to that point. So in reality, that was probably the reason why he was open in the first place.
I just see basketball posts, bro.
LeBron was passing the ball to a deep
act like we crazy,
but in order to do that, he passed up a wide open layup in a tight game first place.
Niggas said 2K think we crazy because they really put out a pack, and then they went on goddamn or the internet talk about or Twitter talk about y'all lying, the fucking community lying, we ain't put out no patch. Nigga, this shit feel like a whole, bro, this game feels so different from yesterday, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. This shit feel loose as hell now. It don't feel all stiff. It feel like how it was when the game first came out.
It all has to do with the ownership, and that shift has been fruitful for the Los Angeles Clippers.
You want
on defense, the Clippers. Paul George.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to be big. Everything.
Three-point range.
Well, keep it or dish it. Those are the decisions Paul George is trying to make, and he makes the right one there.
That happened to like 80 steps.
Los Angeles with another miss.
That's a real hard step back, though. What happened? Yo, somebody tell me something, bro. What the fuck happened to the
He couldn't answer back.
Yo, I have not seen this shit not once, bro. What happened to that little image shit? That's a good shot. Oh, you try. What you call it? What happened to that little image shit where it's supposed to go in the real life? Like, I ain't seen none of those, bro. At all, bro. I ain't seen none of them bitches. I'm trash as hell. What happened to that KD shit? With KD, going to real life and they put the move and shit. Like, what happened to that? These niggas lied to us. Talk about we gonna see that shit throughout the game and shit.
He could just pull up.
Foul.
No good.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to
go,
stay
Artie.
on
Get the
top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Clippers trail by 5. And here's George for 3. The rebound by Harden. George with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. And too much time in the lane to get called for the 3-second violation.
Good shit, Big Zoo. Shout out Big Zoo. Nicki Minaj and Big Zoo.
In the case of a Carmelo Anthony miss, LeBron was passing the ball to a decent shooter. But in order to do that, he
foul, and
a
that's
wide open
green.
layup in a tight game. And lastly, in the case of the recent game against the Heat, Cam Reddish was only hitting an awful 15% of his three-point attempts.
Yeah, that's nice, bro. Guess what?
Again, that was probably
Cam
the
Reddish
reason
game with it last night, motherfucker.
So were these plays
Now what?
basketball plays?
And he missed that bitch 2 times in a row.
The ball was being passed.
That nigga missed 2 times in a row, bro.
Was passing up for himself.
LeBron gave that nigga to him a 3rd time. Since he made that.
It was at most a 1-point game.
Let's go, James.
Now you have to ask the question if an open 3 is smarter shot selection than a slightly contested 2-point shot, which is much closer to the
Oh, yeah, he out of
basket.
bounds. That nigga out of bounds.
Guys like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant kicked the ball out to open shooters.
Oh my God, that's good.
And when the shots went in, they were praised for it.
Bro,
Now, this is
he was out of
true,
bounds.
but it also works along with my point that it highly depends on who the ball is being passed to. When Michael Jordan passed the ball,
This shit feel a little smoother. I like it. I was just saying this game was ass, bro. I promise you I was, bro. Because it was so damn stiff.
Literally one of the most efficient shooters in the history
This shit
of
feels,
basketball.
I like it.
That is a trustworthy shooter with the game on the line. When Kobe passed the ball to Derek Fisher in Game 4 of the 2009 Finals, that was a shooter who was hitting 40% of his three-point shots throughout the year,
Yeah, Derek
and who
Fisher
had a
was that guy.
history of hitting clutch shots for the Lakers organization. Once again, that is a trustworthy shooter. MJ doesn't have a history of iconic game-winning passes where he dished the ball out to guys like Judd Bushler and Scott Burrell. Kobe doesn't have a history of iconic game-winning passes to guys like Devin George and Smush Parker. That is essentially the equivalent of LeBron placing the fate of the game in the hands of guys like Cam Reddish. So is passing in this scenario the correct basketball play? I would say sometimes. If LeBron was kicking the ball out to quality shooting teammates of years past, like Kyle Korver, Mike Miller, or Ray Allen, and one of them misses that shot, well then you live with that result. And keep your head held high, knowing that you made the correct basketball play. But when these are the types of guys that LeBron has waiting in the wings, one, it should get Rob Pelinka to step up and provide LeBron with the spot-up shooters he needs. Two, it should make us question why Darvin Ham has those kind of players on the court to close the game.
Right,
and
man.
three, it should
He's telling you the
incentivize
shit he really
LeBron
getting mad
to
about.
score for himself. I understand that the great defender Bam
Almost
Adebayo
made it.
came over as the help defender, which would have made that basket difficult to convert for LeBron. But of course, the defense is going to collapse if LeBron is going to take it all the way to the rim. So he kind of brought that upon himself. In this scenario, I would have preferred LeBron to stop and pull up between 15 to 18 feet out with a routine step-back jumper over the smaller Jimmy Butler and live with the result. Are you seriously trying to tell me that LeBron can't get that shot at will? Again, every situation is somewhat different, and it's easy for us to critique every single minor detail.
It's not. It's
But for me
just.
personally,
I'm gonna keep it 100.
at who's involved and who the game is being relied upon.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
This was not the correct basketball play. With a
Little bit of time.
Keep it all the way banned right now.
Taking the pen off the pad. Couldn't
Shit,
be
what
smart
about
on this
that?
game.
And the foul
Back,
called
back,
by
like I say, when LeBron got to LA, his first like 3 years and shit, the first 3 years, so I'll say all the way up to 2022. Yeah, then motherfucking LeBron takes the shot. I'm cool with it, cause you know, fucking he can probably get a foul, whatever. He more younger, athleticism, whatever. Bro, matter of fact, this is what I'm trying to say. 2020 through 2021. He has a bag now, but listen, he wouldn't use the bag to get a shot like that. Now, at age 39, nigga, no, nigga, I'm not doing it. He's either going to the paint, how he knows, straight to the paint with the pass, or he gonna finish, or he gonna take the 3-point jumper. It's that simple, bro. You feel me? He too old to be trying to, you know, put a move on, and then like he just don't want to do that, bro. I could tell. He don't feel like having, because LeBron has a bag, but he don't have a deep bag. It's like only a certain few tools in his bag, bro. That's it. So he don't want to like have to do all that, because then he'll start like dribbling over himself and shit, because he'll get a crossover over, but he ain't the type of nigga to get like 2-3 crossovers in one type shit, like a Paul George, James Harden, Kevin Durant. He ain't like that, bro.
They retain possession.
But he will get you a fucking a good shot. But if it was like earlier Laker days, then he would have got a bag off, got that shot. But other than that, he
beats his guy to the spot.
Taking it to
that's why he did do that.
With power, hammering down the two-hand slam. Now here's Leonard. Hasn't made
oh, it's
one
way
yet.
easier to shoot for some
The
reason.
league is now
Oh yeah, it feel like 23 or something. This shit feel like 23 or something.
Is it just
The right supporting pass, it is. But as the Lakers,
Sometimes they relax.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, where you at?
here's Leonard. Minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play.
Ooh, that felt good.
It's the Clippers scoring again. Clippers.
Get your bitch ass up. Oh, shit.
It's that one to fall. That's his sixth field
Yo,
goal.
this nigga is like getting shots off and be not doing nothing. Like, I need to start playing defense.
he was one of the most polarizing players of modern history.
shots.
I'm talking about the 6'7" small forward, Carmelo Anthony. He played 19 seasons in the NBA for a variety of teams.
That's
But the
crazy.
thing is, he spent the latter parts of his career as a journeyman looking for opportunities to contend for a championship, and eventually simply looking for an opportunity to make a roster spot. Because this section of his career lasted so long, many people are unaware of his skills and abilities in his youth. So just how good was Carmelo Anthony in his prime? Today, I'll do my best to answer that, and we'll start as we always do, by taking it back to the beginning of his career. After spending a year at Syracuse, Carmelo Anthony declared for the NBA draft. Heading into the 2000.
You know what, though?
The tick on that one, that'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And what's remarkable is how complete Harden's game is. Making shots or making passes, he can create points in a number of ways.
Clippers trail by 7. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
Oh, I'm about to say this.
And both
If
free
Melo
throws
bitch
good for
ass
Westbrook.
wasn't looking, see, Melo he kind of fucked up, low key, because I don't know what Melo was doing, because you know
Here's
this
George.
shit still has to come
Hits
out
the
of the
typical
public.
fadeaway jumper.
No, unless you goddamn
George has
research
got
this
11
shit.
here in this quarter alone.
But Melo ass
Game's 4 quarters, and after a tough first
fucking,
half,
he
found his
kind of
rhythm in the
fucked up
second.
because he didn't really invest in nothing when he was a player.
And it's in there.
The nigga basically he took the money over rings.
It's a 4-second
That's,
difference.
I mean, he'll
between the
clearly
shot
tell you
clock
that.
and the
you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he'll tell you that now because, I mean, what he got to lose? He wanted a ring late, like probably year 17. He wanted a ring, but that shit was way too late though. He probably was like 35 then, and it just wasn't happening, bro.
Right side George. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Clippers. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points
Yeah,
and counting.
they put a patch in this shit. This shit feel way too good. This shit feel really good. It's like really, really good. I'm starting to fall in love with this game again.
And if you're
If
just
it's gonna stay and play like this, I love this game. This could be the best 2K because it was not at all. Like the gameplay is straight, but when it first came out,
And here is
I hope this ain't just the Clippers and stuff, but this shit, look at this shit. Ooh, cash. Like, look at that. Like, this shit feel good. They weren't doing this yesterday, bro. I'm telling you. That shit was stiff as hell. It's been like that since like 2 months, bro. That little, when they made the first patches, when the first game, when the game came out, when they came out with the first or the second patch, that's when this shit just went all the way left, bro. Like, keep the game cash. Ooh, that's me. Keep the game how it is, bro. Like, the game was money when it came out, bro. No, felt good, nice and loose. Shot bar. That was me too. Man. Bro, that's a foul, bro. He's like fouling the shit out of me. He's just fouling me. Sometimes I take my moves and shit, though. But man, I like shit. Like, we own shit. Matter of fact, I'm about to get a bucket on you with Russ. We got to score.
Now here's Westbrook. He has 6. Into the lane.
Oh, you know.
Grabs the miss. Clippers leading by 4.
Russell by 4 gets it. Ooh. Harden. That nigga's nasty.
Absolutely cutting the D to
Go ahead.
pieces with his move.
Go ahead. Oh yeah, there you go, Russ. Bang! Go, Russ.
Got 9.
Russ. This is how y'all niggas supposed to play, you feel me? Don't ball hog. Oh, that's a nice shot, boy. You got all that space, you ass. Listen, okay, give it back to the best player on the team. Young Terese, nigga. Young Terese. Give it back to the best player on the team. Young Terese, nigga. That's my boy, nigga. My nigga Paulie, Jesus, nigga, stop playing with that man. Stop playing with that man. Yes, sir. Stop playing with that man, Paulie, Jesus, nigga. You know what the fuck is going down, nigga? Call my nigga Paulie in the back, nigga. You heard? Call that nigga backstage Clipper Paulie, nigga. On 100. That's a good shot for him.
8 points for him.
No way he's going to pass that shot. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out.
Oh, he Rob. Oh, that the beat. He's Rob.
2003 draft, a young graduating basketball student, LeBron James, was the hype of the sports world. With that being said, many people had Carmelo on their radar, and a few analysts even predicted that he would end up being better than LeBron James.
Oh, I had that cut harder.
Basically everyone expected LeBron to be taken with the first overall pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that's exactly what happened. But positioned with the second pick was the contending Detroit Pistons, who made the mistake of picking based on position needs rather than the quality of the talent. They took the 7-foot Serbian Darko Milicic, who ended up being one of the biggest busts in NBA history. Regardless, the Pistons went on to win the championship that season. So Carmelo being drafted by the Pistons remains as one of the greatest what-ifs of basketball history. Instead, in reality, Carmelo was selected with the 3rd overall pick by the Denver Nuggets. This was a Denver team who was coming off of an embarrassing season with a worst record in the NBA at 17-65. At only the age of 19, Melo had his work cut out for him if he was going to turn this franchise around. And he wouldn't waste any time having an
I'm about to say it's a fucking foul and one.
Fantastic skills were on display, as he had solid footwork, a lethal pull-up jumper, and was quickly establishing himself as one of the premier
Melo got that crazy footwork.
In his debut
that
year,
first
he averaged
wild in the motherfucker.
6 rebounds and 3 assists on nearly 43% shooting from the field. Alongside of the newly acquired Andre Miller, Melo helped the team bounce back from a 17-65 squad to a playoff-bound 43-39 team. Although LeBron was honored as that season's Rookie of the Year, many people still believe that that award should have gone to Carmelo instead. Now, when you look at their production and the results of the teams next to one another, you can at least make the case that he was robbed of the award. His sophomore season was more of the same, but it wasn't until his third and fourth season where he truly broke out as one of the best players in the game. By the 06-07 season, at only the age of 22, he was putting up averages of 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists on nearly 48% shooting from the field. He was second in the league in scoring that season, trailing only Kobe Bryant. It was also around this time that people started realizing that not only is Carmelo a near unstoppable player in isolation situations, but he was also one of the most clutch shot makers in the entire league. No, seriously. I don't think most young fans realize how often and how automatic Carmelo was in game-winning situations, as it seemed like he was clutchly closing out fourth quarters every other night during his prime. The reason he was so good in those situations is because Melo was one of the best players ever at getting good looks when he wanted them. As a 6'7" player with size, strength, and sound fundamentals, he was able to score at will and would methodically get to his spots on his timing. Many of the elite players he played against remember this aspect well. For example, on multiple occasions, Kobe Bryant has referred to Melo as the hardest player to guard. To quote the Mamba in 2011, when he was asked who was the most difficult player to guard, he said, "It's Carmelo Anthony, by far. His size and strength. He knows how to use it. He throws his weight around. If you look at some of the other players, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and some of these other guys, they're either all the way to the basket or they're long range. But Melo, he can post up. He can finish at the rim. He has a mid-range game. He has a 3-ball game. He can pull up left.
All 3 levels,
nigga. He can step back left. He can step back right. So you know, that gives a lot of options as an offensive player." That wasn't just an opinion of the Mamba, but many star players who were unfortunate enough to defend a prime Melo were asking themselves, how do I stop this guy? Now make no mistake on who Melo was. At his core, this guy was a pure scorer, a flat-out bucket getter. During his time in Denver, he never once averaged at least 4 assists per game. His specialty was making plays for himself, and not necessarily for others. On the other hand, he was never known as anything greater than a subpar defensive player. At the time, the league was filled with great two-way players, like Kobe, LeBron, Wade, Duncan, and Garnett. So whenever the conversation of the best player of the game came up, and someone mentioned Carmelo Anthony, the response was almost always, yeah, but what about me? Because he was lacking on that end of the court, people never seemed to give him as much respect as the other top scorers in the league. Now, as Melo progressed in his career, the Nuggets organization tried several different experiments to give him a contending supporting cast. And after Andre Miller came Allen Iverson. Although the Melo and Iverson tandem provided plenty of highlights, it also kind of went exactly how we all expected. Both players were extremely ball-dominant scorers, who didn't necessarily complement each other on offense. And obviously, the perimeter defense was a bit of a weak spot. For the first 5 years of Anthony's career, he was eliminated out of the first round of the playoffs. But all of that with one major acquisition. Early in the 2008 to 2009 regular season, the Nuggets traded Allen Iverson to the Detroit Pistons in return for the former Finals MVP winner, Chauncey Billups. Now Melo had a point guard who operated more like a in general, and more appropriately complimented his team. At the end of that regular season, Denver had a 54 and 28 record, which was good enough for the second seed in the Western Conference playoffs. Just the right time. They eliminated a talented Hornets team in 5 years. And then, the semifinals against Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks, Melo absolutely averaging 30 insane efficiency splits, and his Nuggets convincingly won the series in just 5 games. The Western Conference Finals was a matchup with the defending West champions and a team hell-bent on NBA Finals revenge, Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. What ensued was one of the greatest solo battles in playoff history, as Kobe and physical intensity skillfully trading baskets.
Why you ain't using Russ, scary ass nigga?
Series.
Russ is the heart and soul.
Was over, the Lakers prevailed.
Heart and soul, buddy.
To win the NBA championship over the inferior Orlando Magic. I truly Kobe and the Lakers standing in the way, and it would have been Carmelo Anthony and the Denver Nuggets who won the 2009 NBA championship. After that incredible run, the Nuggets would return back to their old ways, losing in the first round for the foreseeable future. Eventually, Carmelo Anthony did demand a trade, specifically to the New York Knicks, and he got his wish. But the results were a bit of a mixed bag. After 2 first-round exits in the first couple of years in New York, they finally seemed to have a squad ready to compete, with weapons like Amari Stoudemire and Tyson Chandler. Seeing the opportunity for a shot at a championship, Melo also had a massive year on an individual level, as he won his first scoring title with an average of 20.7 points per game. This all resulted in them winning 54 games. Second seed.
Pipes, baby.
But unfortunately,
damn, I gave his ass too much space.
Stoudemire was plagued by injuries towards the end of the season. So New York never really had their true opportunity to compete for a championship that season.
Oh, come on, Kay.
And Pacers. Now here's another interesting thing about Carmelo's career. For a while, he was an elite level player. From the 05 to 06 season through the 2013 to 2014 season, Melo averaged about 26 points and 7 rebounds on 55% true shooting. Without question, legitimately a top player in the league for about an 8-season stretch. But the thing is, all of that took place before he turned 30 years old. Right about the time Melo turned 30, there was a massive drop-off in his production. To many basketball analysts at the time, Melo didn't seem to care as much about his physical conditioning. Players like LeBron James and Kobe Bryant became obsessive about their conditioning as they got older. But on the other hand, Melo started gaining weight. He visibly looked slower and started lacking consistency. Obviously, as the years went on, Melo declined to the point that his career ended as a journeyman. But what's crazy is that the significant decline started at just the age of 30. So again, we ask the question, how good was a prime Carmelo Anthony? Well, at least for a while, he was considered as one of the best offensive players in the league, and was in the conversation with Kobe Bryant for the title of the most clutch player in the league. But even then, he wasn't without his flaws. His defense was subpar at best. He wasn't a great facilitator, and due to his lack of solid conditioning, his prime didn't last as long as his superstar peers. Because basically the entire second half of his career was on the decline, I think people have forgotten or just never knew how good prime Melo actually was, as he very nearly led the Nuggets to win it all in 2009. And who knows? If Detroit has selected him in 2003, that championship may have came long before that. So what do you guys think? How good was Carmelo Anthony in your own words? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
North Carolina, home to beautiful beaches.